Good morning, everybody. I'm Olga Villaverde.
And I'm Amber Milt. Welcome to The Balancing Act.
Today, we're talking medical advancements and remedies.
That's right. From some old-time natural remedies that date back to the early 1900s, they're a mainstay in the medicine cabinets the world over.
And news today on how testing can help determine Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, the most common fatal genetic disorder diagnosed in childhood, affecting approximately 1 in every 3,500 males each year.
It's a good thing we have a test for that now. And finally, we've got a remedy for breakfast time blues. Okay, so these are delicious and easy recipes. They're going to satisfy your children's hunger pains as you try to get out the door.
I love that one. It all starts when?
Right now. You know, sometimes the oldest remedies, they're the best. Simple, natural, and effective. Here's Olga with more on a multi-purpose therapeutic product that's like holding a piece of American history right in the palm of your hands.
How's this for a morning feel-good story? Deep in the American West, in a small Wyoming town, sits a natural remedies company with an old and rich history. Its production hasn't stopped in more than 30 years. Its inspiration, a classic story of American ingenuity, hard work, family, and faith. With me today is Patricia Pendleton, President and CEO of Tyme Remedies, the makers of Unkers, founded by her father in the early 1980s. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I love stories like this, so I want you to fill me in because I love history. So just like many businesses, Pat, your family started with a lot of hard work, a little bit of luck, and a library book.
And a library book.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I had a great uncle who in the 1930s began making a salve formula in his barn that he found from a library book. The formula dates back to the early 1900s.
He just sees it?
He sees the formula, he takes it home, he starts to play around with the ingredients, and he makes the salve. And he started making it and selling it door to door and mail order. You know, people back then, you just mailed in a request with your check.
And he would take it personally?
Yes.
And what really inspired then your family to turn the remedy into a business?
Well, it was not only to help the immediate family members and friends and so forth, but a lot of people were hurting. A lot of people had the same needs, the same aches and pains, minor cuts and burns, things like that. So they went ahead and kept manufacturing because they requested it. People wanted to know, where can I get this salve? This worked great. Where do I get it?
Word started spreading.
Exactly.
And now let's fast forward to your dad.
Okay.
He got involved around the 80s and he made a little bit of change.
He went back to the pure essential oils because in the 30s you couldn't always get all the essential oils during the wartime and so forth. So we manufacture it with all pure essential oils today, which Dad used, but it's the same formula from the 1900s. And so he formed Unkers in 1982 and again went door to door, started selling it, walking in telling people, hey, I've got this product.
Perseverance.
Exactly, you know, and that's when you had the product with you in a truck and you did what they called route sales. So you would go in and present the product to you and take an order, and a month later come back around and take another order.
I love those times.
Yes.
And then you came along and you took over. Did you ever think you'd be taking over the business?
No, I didn't. I was in a whole different career. I was a human resources manager for 20-some years.
Oh, wow, what a change.
It was, and it was a great change. It was about time for me to do something different, and this opportunity came along. I formed my company, Tyme Remedies, and we purchased Unkers from my dad. Unfortunately, he was very ill and passed away about 3 months after I purchased the company. And so now we're a women-owned business, and I have 3 other ladies that work with me in Wyoming, in Upton, Wyoming, and we do all the manufacturing ourselves. Everything is made in the USA. We continue with all the pure essential oils. We stick to the values and the core values that we have for the business that my dad created.
Something you don't hear about anymore, to be completely honest. And I know today this seems more relevant than ever, doesn't it?
It is, because people are looking for a simple, safe way to take care of their everyday health care needs. And they want to be able to understand the ingredients of the products that they're using, what are they good for, and what is it going to do to me and my children. So the generation generations, as I say, coming behind me, are much more savvy based on the internet. I mean,
because they want to know the knowledge and they want to really
Right.
know what they're doing and take control.
They want ownership of their health care because doctors today are much too busy to take that time anymore, and so they're taking more responsibility for their own health care for their whole family.
And I know you brought some products, so why don't we take a look?
Okay, we
I
will.
know you brought a few, so tell me about
Yes,
it.
I did. Okay, the first is our mainstay. This is the Salve, the Uncker's Therapeutic Salve. And if you can, when I open the lid, you can take a whiff there, and you can smell the eucalyptus and the menthol in it.
Wow, that smells good.
It is.
So what would I do? I would apply it
You
somewhere?
would apply a little bit to anywhere it hurts, on your wrists, on your arms, on your legs, any place that you have any pain.
So for example, after a workout, let's say I'm doing weights and my wrist hurts, I just put a little bit, and how does it work?
It starts to cool, and it warms the muscles with the cooling sensation in there and the nerve endings. So it helps relieve the aches and pains that you have from working out, from lifting your weights.
And I like the fact that it's not sticky.
No, it's not.
Oh, and it smells great. Okay, what do we have here?
And this is the same as the Salve, it just doesn't have the carrier agent in it. So this is a concentrated spray version. So for instance, if you had, whether it's your wrist or wherever, I'll just put it on my wrist, 1 or 2 squirts like this, and you can tell it smells the same.
Oh my God, that smells
And it'll
lovely.
absorb in more quickly.
And start working in about
And
what?
start working immediately.
Really?
Immediately, yes.
All right, and here?
And this is just another application for the spray. So if you had a bug bite or something and you didn't want to spray your whole hand, you could just dab this on for the bug bites.
And I know it's hard to tell, but I feel it cooling already. I really
It
do.
does. It does. It exactly does. And this also works very well for sinus infections. The roll-on especially, you could rub it across your cheeks. A friend of mine puts it under her nose to keep her sinuses open at night so she doesn't get congested and gets a good night's sleep.
Easy on the go. And the lip
Yes.
balm?
And the lip balm was the last item that we brought onto the line, and this is just any other lip balm that you'd have on the market. It's to keep your lips moist and protected, and we sell a lot of the lip balm because we use it all the time.
Something I love is the name Uncker's. It's so cute.
Yes, and it's an unusual name, but it's derived from someone who mispronounced uncle.
You're kidding.
No.
They couldn't say uncle, and then you came up with Uncker's.
Well, this person said Unker.
Oh, they said Unker.
They said Unker instead of uncle. Exactly.
I love it.
Yes.
So the next time I have to think about it, if I can't remember a name, I'll think of uncle, and it's Uncker's.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your story. Thank you for the history, and thank you for introducing us to Uncker's.
Thank you very much for having us.
Appreciate it, Pat.
Thank you.
You can also find out more about this story and the products. Just go to unkers.com. Remember Uncle, and then it's Unkers. Of course, unkers.com, or go to our website, thebalancingact.com. It's cooling already, I can tell.
All right, stay with us because up next we are in the kitchen packing a protein punch with peanut butter power bites. And later, a simple blood test that can screen for abnormalities and provide options to pregnant moms-to-be. You don't want to miss it, so don't go away.
The morning rush, where every second counts as we try to get out the door. There's no time to fuss with our kids over breakfast, so we tend to give them what they want when they want. I know this, but this doesn't mean we need to settle for sugar-loaded cereals or chocolate-based spreads. Here to show us how to make super easy, no-bake breakfast recipes, parent-approved, is the senior culinary technologist from J.M. Smucker Company, Mark Lance. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And I'm glad you're here because that's me. And I'm sure a lot of moms out there can relate. You know, school is going to start, you know, you got to get out the door, even on weekends, and you just grab something and go. And it's not healthy.
Right. It's so hard these days. We're always on the move. We're always on the go. And we need something to have a healthy breakfast or even just a snack. So today I'm going to show you some easy ways to make those delicious breakfasts and snacks using Jif peanut powder.
I see some things here that you've made so far. What is that?
So I made some already. We made some peanut butter cookies using the peanut powder. We did some oatmeal that we garnished with a little bit of fruit. We have some peanut powder bites that we can use. We're actually going to make those today.
No.
Oh, yeah.
These look so. Can I try one? Not yet. Okay, not
Just
yet.
wait.
Okay.
And then we're also going to take make a peanut butter and jelly smoothie. So yeah, using fresh fruit.
Let's go. Let's get started. Which one
let's
first?
Let's get started. So we're going to do the smoothie first. So we're going to start with a little bit of milk.
My kids love smoothies.
Oh yeah.
They love them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, anytime.
Yeah, so do I. So we just added a little bit of milk. We can use almond milk, regular milk, skim, and then we're going to add some fresh strawberries in here.
We prefer the frozen strawberries. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can use frozen strawberries. We just like to use fresh since they're in season.
Okay.
So we're also going to use some fresh banana in here. And if you don't like strawberry and banana, you can use whatever fruit you want. You can use raspberries, blueberries. It's really up to you.
All right, I'll get this for you.
All right, so we're also gonna add the secret ingredient, which is peanut powder.
And how does that compare, let's say, to just regular peanuts?
In regards to peanut powder, it has 85% less fat than regular peanut butter, which is awesome. So,
that's a big difference.
But you also get the protein.
Which we need in the morning. Now you're gonna add some honey.
Just a little bit of honey to sweeten it up.
Honey's always good. And now we're gonna do the
voila, the magic.
Le magic.
Get this on. All right.
Love that sound.
Blend it all up real quickly. If
I
you would
have
like
an
to
empty
hold your
glass. Yes.
And I will pour you some.
I even have a straw.
Awesome.
Now, making this in the morning, a little bit
beautiful.
cumbersome, I think. A little hard to do.
Well, it's actually pretty easy, but if you want to make it even easier, you can pre-portion your ingredients out the night before. So you can put little strawberries in a bag, and then you just put everything in, and you're ready to go. How is it?
Fabulous.
Is it good? So we're gonna make the peanut powder bites.
Yes.
And we're gonna use, we're gonna start with a little bit of oats and a little bit of flaxseed.
Okay.
We're gonna add some coconut. We're gonna add the peanut powder, of course.
Okay.
We're gonna add some chocolate chips. And if you don't like chocolate chips, you can use white chocolate chips. You just wanna add a little bit of sweetness and the kids love it. We're gonna add some dried cranberries, which is awesome. And if you don't like dried cranberries, you can also use dried blueberries, dried apricots, whatever you like.
Perfect.
And then just to bind it all together, we're gonna put some honey in this as well.
Oh my gosh, that looks so
look
good.
at that.
That's
Isn't that
actually fun to
amazing?
make too.
I know.
I mean, the kids would love this.
Yeah, so we wanna get all that in there.
And so you don't bake this. This is just gonna be chilled.
No, this is super easy. So you just stir it all together and then you're just gonna chill it for about 30 minutes. But we wanna bring it all together first. So we'll just stir this. So it's gonna give you 8 grams of protein per serving that's in this peanut powder, which
That's
is
huge.
awesome.
A lot
And
of
you
people aren't
also-
getting that protein today.
Exactly. And so all the ingredients that are in the powder is just fresh roasted peanuts. So we're gonna stir this together. What I also like to do is just use my hands. So
I like that too.
know
I was
we've
gonna
got
tell you,
time.
stop using the spoon.
I know, let's get in
Start
there.
rolling it.
So I'm just gonna get in there. It gets a little messy, but the kids love this. So due to time, these aren't gonna look super beautiful, but I'll just kind of give you the idea here.
I can see this. This
Yeah.
is great.
So you just wanna roll them into little bite-sized balls, just a couple bites.
And I can also
we'll
add a
put
little
them
bit more
on there.
honey, right?
Exactly. If they're feeling a little bit dry, you can add a little bit more honey. If they're a little loose, just add a little bit more oats.
And that's it?
That's it.
You put them in the fridge?
That's right.
For how long?
You put them in there for 30 minutes, and you can make them ahead of time. So I'm going to show you ones that we already have done.
So you already made some fabulous ones for
I
me.
did.
And for probably my girls, because I'm going to take some home.
Exactly. So here's some that we already have done. Would you like to try one?
Are you kidding? Everybody knows I eat everything here. Oh my gosh, this is so good.
Aren't those awesome?
This is awesome. And I can taste the peanut powder.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And I'm
the
getting
best
my
part.
protein.
Whether you're just looking for protein or you just want some peanut flavor, this is the best thing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
welcome.
your time. I'm going to be a little bit of a pig this morning because I didn't have breakfast. For more information on Jif peanut butter, where do our viewers go?
You can go to jif.com for all types of ideas using peanut butter.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time. And if you'd like more information, you can always go to our website, thebalancingact.com. It's considered the most common fatal inherited disorder diagnosed in boys. Known as Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, modern-day genetic screening tests are now giving hope to both patient and families. With us today to discuss this condition are Dr. Kim Martin, the Senior Global Medical Director for Women's Health at Natera, and Leah Novak, who is a genetic carrier of Duchenne and has become a vocal proponent of carrier screening for this disease. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. Doctor, let me start with you. Duchenne, what exactly is it? A lot of people don't know about this.
It's a genetic condition. It affects about 1 in 3,500 boys. There's a problem with a gene that makes a protein called dystrophin. Dystrophin is the shock absorber in all the muscles of your body. So boys who don't have enough dystrophin develop muscle weakness, and it's progressive.
Leah, how does Duchenne affect you and your family?
So my older brother, Matt, was
Okay.
diagnosed with Duchenne when he was about 5 years old, which is pretty typical for Duchenne. My mom sort of noticed that he just wasn't keeping up with other kids his age, and he sort of developed an awkward walk and was falling a lot. And so she took him to the doctor and
She didn't know
ultimately
what was
led.
going on.
No, we had no family history of any disease, muscle disease or anything. So that's what led to his diagnosis, and so it was a shock for them. And he was completely reliant on a wheelchair by about the age of 10. But he didn't stop him. He's the smartest in our family by far. He helped me get through all my math classes when I was growing up. But
He's older?
yes, he's older. He just had a positive attitude no matter what happened to him, so he is a huge inspiration for our family.
But he got worse?
Yeah, so he progressively just got worse, as is typical. And by the time he graduated high school, he just started to get sicker and sicker, and eventually he passed away at 19 from respiratory failure.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
How did this impact your mom and dad? I just can't even imagine.
Yeah, they were completely devastated, and my mom sort of blamed herself, for the genetics of what happened, and yeah, it's just devastating.
And Dr. Matt's story, is this typical of someone that's diagnosed with Duchenne?
Very typical.
It is.
Diagnosis, sometime early childhood, progressive muscle weakness, wheelchair typically in the teenage years. Life expectancy now is into the 20s and 30s, but it is a devastating progressive disease.
And what did this do to you, Leah, to lose your brother? I mean, it must have impacted you tremendously.
Yeah, tremendously. I miss him a lot, obviously, and think about him a lot, but I knew that I was at risk for being a carrier, as he's my brother, and so after I graduated from college and started thinking about getting married and maybe having kids someday, I knew I needed to get the carrier testing done so that I could plan properly for my family.
And doctor, I mean, she did the right thing. This is really important to have that early screening, isn't it?
Absolutely. Carrier screening is easy. You can go to your primary doctor or your OBGYN, ask to have a genetic carrier screen. However, it is important that you know what you're being tested for. And Natera is one of the carrier screens that offers Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. So you may want to ask for the Horizon carrier screen if knowing about DMD is something that's important to you.
And how do you find out?
It's actually very simple. You can go to your primary care doctor, your OBGYN, tell them you'd like a Horizon carrier screen.
And how does it work?
So it's a simple blood test.
That's it?
Yep, you have your blood drawn. There's a list of genetic conditions that you can be tested for. We were actually the first company with Horizon to launch a carrier screen for Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. So you talk about it with your doctor, decide what testing you'd like to have, and have a simple blood test. Results are available in 1 to 2 weeks.
And Leah, when you found out, did it, I guess they say knowledge is power?
Yes, absolutely. I now have the opportunity to have my own biological healthy children, and I can plan and just have everything in place and make informed decisions, and that's very important to me. And also, carriers are predisposed to develop heart disease, actually, and so it's very important while you're pregnant, because it puts an extra strain on your heart muscle, to know your carrier status prior to getting pregnant or while you're pregnant, and that way a cardiologist can monitor your heart health while you're pregnant.
Doctor?
Exactly. For most genetic diseases, being a carrier doesn't impact your health at all. That's why we don't know what we're carriers for. Duchenne muscular dystrophy is one of the disorders, though, where carriers do have a chance to develop heart disease or muscle weakness. And it's very important that they know they're carriers so they can be taken care of properly.
And with the Horizon carrier screen, you find out a simple blood test?
Yep, you take the Horizon carrier screen, and if you do find out that you're a carrier for Duchenne, your doctor can help you take care of yourself.
Leah, any final words for anyone out there?
All I can say is to reiterate the importance of getting this testing, or any testing by that matter, before you're pregnant. It just gives you the opportunity to really make informed decisions. And also, if you are found out that you're a carrier, PPMD is a great resource for that. It's Parent Project Muscular Dystrophy. It's a community of people who know what you're going through. So check that out.
I know she's a scientist too, someone told me.
Yes.
And I think Matt had a lot to do with that.
A lot to do. Yeah, I would have never passed my science classes without him. He had a great way of making analogies so that I could understand complicated material. So
and I'm sure he's very proud of his sister.
Yes,
thank you so much for your story and your time. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And doctor, for our viewers out there who'd like more information on Horizon carrier screen, where can they go?
Absolutely. If you'd like to learn more about Horizon, go to natera.com/DMD.
Thank you so much for your time and all the information. Again, Leah, thank you and good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And if you'd like more information on this topic, you can also go to our website, thebalancingAct.com.
And that's our show, but head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter because we've got lots more.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.